Trump wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. Folks, I am so excited to bring this update here. I am on vacation, coming to you live from the corner of my hotel room with the most interesting setup here. I got my laptop on top of a garbage can to get me a little bit better visual here. I got the reading light next to the bed pointed at me, another lamp directed at me, and so kind of a jerry-rigged setup here. But I'm really excited to bring this update because we need to talk about what's happening in our markets, in particular the cryptocurrency update here today. It's going to be a quick update. I want to get right on into it. And for those of you guys that have been trying to get tapped in with my community, it's ZachRector.com. You sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. Unfortunately, I just got done with a 2-hour Discord weekly call this morning that was not recorded. I was having problems getting my laptop up and running, so I was just going live to the call through my phone. So for those of you guys in the Patreon Discord group, the live call this morning was not recorded, but it was a fantastic 2-hour long conversation. And for those of you guys that are trying to get tapped in at ZachRector.com. Now, without further ado, let's get right on into the update, folks. You guys see it right here. Donald Trump says he will make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. Now, we've been comparing the two sides on policies. I've been trying to stick and focus to the policies, not so much on the people themselves, Kamala versus Donald. But in the case here of cryptocurrency, it's very clear the direction that Trump wants to take us as far as crypto for Kamala, crypto for Harris. We got a lot of people stepping up and speaking on her behalf, but we have not seen much policy put forward. Now, we really haven't even seen Trump put forward much policy other than to say, starting off, we're going to fire Gary Gensler, which I think is a step in the right direction. But we are going to look to hone in on more of that policy, and I anticipate that Trump will bring industry-leading experts like Brad Garlinghouse, other folks from Ripple, representatives from Ripple, and Circle, industry leaders, to come in to help transfer the United States from a laggard in the cryptocurrency space into the crypto capital of the planet. Like to hear it. Now, because of where we're at with the lack of clarity and the current market cycle, we have this type of news coming across our desk, which is Custodia Bank laying off employees as Biden administration's crypto crackdown weighs on the digital asset industry. The staff has, been told of cuts Thursday morning, citing an effort to preserve capital as it battles the Fed in Operation Choke Point 2.0. So while our space here is left in the dark and we're waiting for, a crypto president like Trump to come in, or maybe Kamala has a plan too, we'll see. But in the meantime, the damages are massive, right? We've talked about the damages to the XRP community being in the hundreds of billions of dollars. And by the way, when that XRP documentary comes out, you're going to see this is much bigger than XRP, much bigger than crypto. The damages are much broader than that. But in particular, right now in cryptocurrency, we're seeing that, Custodia Bank is a U.S. company. I think they're based out of Wyoming. They're trying to do good things for the space. They're forced to be in layoff mode right now versus expansion. This space should be expanding. Our industry should be expanding. We're about to enter into the next phase of the liquidity cycle coming back up. And then if the Fed is going to lower interest rates, this will be a conducive environment for growth in the United States. So we should be ramping up by getting ahead with stablecoin legislation, broader cryptocurrency legislation as we enter into the next broader liquidity cycle. It's the perfect convergence for our space and our country if we can get our ducks in a row and actually pass some legislation. Now, I want to move on over to my next data point, the good news. The good news is that we're seeing this come through. We have the Blockchain Association filing a Freedom of Information Act request digging into possible correspondence between the SEC and certain custody institutions with guidance on how to skirt SAB 121 requirements. This was reported by Capital Account. This may signal a larger carve-out for a small number of legacy banks that leaves others, including those that service the crypto industry, without answers. So, as I just reported, Caitlin Long, Custodia Bank, they're having to do layoffs, trying to figure out how to navigate this space within this country. Meanwhile, there's a carve-out here for a select handful of banks and incumbents, which are going to be allowed to control the industry. In fact, I was just speaking on this in the Discord weekly call this morning. Coinbase going live with futures trading, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to start trading futures again. But, I believe that Coinbase has been given the green light because they're in bed with our government, in bed with our government and the legacy banking institutions. And, what we're seeing here is rules for some, not for all, right? Rules for the few, while the rest of the space is left in the dark and or attacked. If you try to stick your head up out of the sand, speak out, actually use this technology to solve something like a Ripple, you're going to get sued. Now, continuing on the good news, though, what's happening here in the United States, we see that CNBC reports that the crypto industry has raised almost half of all corporate money raised for the 2024 presidential election. They're outspending big oil and banks so far. Where the crypto cash is going, winds have followed. So not only are we leading in political donations, but we are achieving victories with these donations, which I love to see. Now, speaking of the broader liquidity cycle, this is what we're looking at right here with the USA elections right there. Comparing the current chart, 2024 to 2025, how we're just getting started with this and entering the next phase of the bull run, what has historically happened in the last two elections is very clear. We pump. We pump in a major way, which is why I'm very excited to see, we got a bumpy ride here. Correction before the election is what I've been warning about. But on the other side of this thing, it's going to be a beautiful space to be in as an investor. Now, as far as those who are making some moves, we have Ripple on-demand liquidity user Nutrasource has been acquired by Fertistream out of the UAE, whose mission it is to connect fertilizer producers and buyers worldwide. This was an aggressive move to expand their footprint in the region. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this is just another on-demand liquidity partner, Ripple partner, that is expanding and growing. It's a common theme that we see with Ripple and their partners, right? Non-stop growth throughout this bear market, while the rest of the space is in layoffs and trouble, and even Ripple, despite the SEC lawsuit, still expanding, still growing. And so it's a common theme that we've been seeing with all of their partners, and I'm excited to share that info with you guys today. Also with the additional use case, right? Connecting fertilizer providers, producers and buyers worldwide of fertilizer. As all of these assets get tokenized, these markets become more liquid, fluid, and more investable for those of us that want to invest in tokenized fertilizer. Why the heck not, right? Obviously, there's ways to get exposure in the futures markets and the commodity markets right now. But once again, this becomes more liquid, better access, more fluid flows of capital. And it's an opportunity for us to invest in alongside these companies that are partnered up with Ripple. They just all seem to be expanding across the board. Now, final data point that I wanted to share with you guys here today was Ripple in Web3. This is WebX Asia. And we have Ripple X developer, the SVP, of Ripple X, Marcus Infanger, took the stage discussing the growing opportunities for traditional finance with real-world asset tokenization. And we were honored to have SBI Holdings CEO and Chairman Yoshitaka Kitao stopping by the Ripple booth. Next up is going to be Korea Blockchain Week. So let's take a look at this picture right there. That would be Ripple with the CEO of SBI, Yoshitaka Kitao. We have Emmy there in the middle with Marcus and someone else from Ripple. I forget his name. But the point being, remember, SBI CEO Yoshitaka Kitao is the CEO that said that every bank in Japan was going to be using XRP. So once again, common theme across the board here. We are trying to become the crypto capital of the planet. That's a great goal. I love that. And I know, I could refer Donald Trump and his administration to some experts, some industry leaders and CEOs like Brad Garlinghouse and others that would be happy to come in and help with this transition for full clarity, regulations, and allowing the capitalists in the cryptocurrency space to thrive in this country. And I believe that if we don't move quickly, we're going to be completely left behind. But the good news is that we're making ripples, should I say, with our political donations. And this has everybody in full panic, right? I interviewed an author, Jake Donahue, about his book and the crypto cabal and kind of the bad stuff. And even he is one who is critical of, Ripple being one of the biggest donators, contributors this cycle, right? And critical of the influence of how we're overthrowing elections. The crypto cabal is overthrowing elections. Well, it's legitimate capitalists and entrepreneurs that want clarity for our industry that are not overthrowing elections, but we're having an impact in these local elections because we're getting heard. And we're now leading in donations, above all of the other big groups, big oil. I'm not even going to say some of them, right? The big influence here in this country. And, it's just good to see. And it had to be done, right? Is it because Is this the type of FTX, pay to play schemes that we're seeing right now? No. This is a company in Ripple that's had to spend $200 million to get clarity. That's now, donated what, $50 million to Fairshake and other political donations to get clarity. It had to be this way because otherwise we're getting attacked. And so I'm excited to see that Trump's coming out with a clear direction, clear goal for the crypto space. I reported on it here yesterday too. He now is going to make the government or your insurer pay for IVF treatment, which is for helping people make more babies. So now he's going to be the leader in making babies. I just saw today that he announced that he wants to, I don't know if it was, excuse me, I don't know if it was decriminalize or legalize or what he wants to do with marijuana, but now he wants to do something with that. So now he's going to be the leader. Excuse me. Now he's going to be the leader in the pot, kush, marijuana game as well. And it's kind of a joke, but you get the point. Whereas Kamala, what did she do? Well, she locked up a lot of people for that stuff. A lot of that was happening under her watch. I better stop talking on that, though, before I get myself in trouble. You guys know how it goes. Hey, I was super excited to come here this morning, though, and provide you guys an update from the corner of my hotel room. Maybe you guys are able to guess where I'm at. I posted a couple TikToks yesterday, and we're down deep in California in some beautiful country, and I'll be posting some more updates. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you guys appreciate what we're doing here, thank you for putting up with my little temporary setup here. Hopefully the sound and the clarity is pretty good for you guys. But everything's at ZachRector.com. If you appreciate what we're doing, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys have subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And I have more content coming for you guys. We'll be coming back in the studio tomorrow for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.